What's happening, everybody? It is the day after Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everybody. Hope everybody got what they want. Got the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip, not the Brute by Fabergé. Eddie Murphy forever. I'm gonna do a little freestyle G blues thing. I'm gonna be playing kind of pentatonic, then I'm gonna turn around and go to minor, of course. G minor 9, C minor 9, the Hendrix chord, D, flat 5 sharp 9. And we're gonna talk about sweet picking. Big up to Ron Greene. Woo. The coat is playing the song. Ron Greene, Sweet Picking Day. Ron is a beast of a songwriter in the Northwest, was so kind to the band when we were out there on our 50-state bowling alleys, bookstores, and army bases, and everything we could do in 2010 now. Ron was so good to us. So I got a little message on Facebook from a friend of his. We're gonna geek out about sweet picking today. But first, let's do a little freestyle in G here, and then I'll make a loop, and we'll see what we can find. And I got some fun stuff to talk about. I'm reading a cool book. Anyway, here we go. Let's do some hits. Pow! Next time we're gonna go high, say. Here we go, bam. Let's take our time on this. Here's the first sweet picking. Lane Boucher, the OG right here. My battery's dying. I'm gonna show you the Satriani one I stole. That's pretty over the top, but you get the picture. Almost. That's the live goofiness. Ooh, I missed it. Gotta be on your feet. Here we go, and made it that time. Folks, 10-4. Okay, we're gonna talk about sweet picking for a second because a couple of Wilcox caught it. I do this one all the time. Basically, you take a pen with G pentatonic, and you take these. I got 5, 3, 3, 3. So G, B flat, D, G. Just spelling that little minor chord out. Just drag your. This is all about the psychology of it. It's not the technique you do with the hours, but it's all about, first of all, like anything we do, we got to get it to where we've rote memory. We played it so many times, we're not thinking about it. We're just expressing it. But if you concentrate on the note you want to land on, not all the other garbage before it to get there, you got a better shot at getting over the mountain. So I think of it as, when do I want to land on this little guy. And if I'm gonna get there, then I'm gonna have to practice a whole bunch of times, dragging my hand, one movement, across the 4 strings, and then I'm gonna make the shape. The key is you've almost gotta mute it so you can, and get your hand off the note. See how I'm kind of almost lifting up to, I'm overdoing it to show you, to get by there. So a whole bunch of times you just run the, until it's not separate notes, you're just going. And it's the same with that little Satriani riff I ripped off. I don't think it's the exact thing he did, but I think it was on Surfing with the Alien. I heard him do something where he's like, slide, sweep pick, slide, sweep pick. Now you can even, I'm trying to hit most of those, but you can even do just dead notes to set them up. The guitar is a percussive instrument, so if you've really got those first notes can just be dead notes, but they're just like, they're not dead notes, they're like hitting a drum. So I'm just working down a scale. If you know the notes you're looking for, etc., you can hit any couple of notes before them. I'm just sort of like giving myself a little cover. But that's another one. And then this other one, I steal this all the time. I think this was John Mayer's. Say we're gonna hit the 6. We're gonna get a little tricky on the pentatonic. The E note in G, 6. So you go. So I already did a catch. I'm backing up on those 2 strings. You got these, and then grab that 7. And then here's the cool part. He goes. So they're dead notes, even though it's like that first one I showed you. I'm hanging on there. The dead notes, but you gotta get that rhythm going. Suck it a boom. Suck it a boom. Let's get a little tempo with that foot. Now that's the advanced one right there. That's the whole enchilada. That's the whole. That's picking up that minor scale. 1 3 5, 1 3 5, back to 1. Just watching Crossroads too many times as a kid. That's possible to watch Crossroads too many times. Been watching Elf and Surviving Christmas and Die Hard too much. Now that was a childhood. Not leaving my house, and this thing ain't gonna make you any friends or help your loved ones at all. So if you don't want to go for the big screaming sweet pick, it doesn't matter. Ron Greene will write a song with 3 chords that'll make you cry. I'd rather be doing that. But I was a nerdy kid, so I sit around trying to be Yngwie Malmsteen. There's another one using that same 3 and you can get that. Just like we did the slide down. I'm hitting a lot of clunkers. You're gonna go, so you go. So just at the top grab. So I'm hitting it, hammer on, pull off. I'm not doing anything with the pick. But I'm setting up the, makes it sound a lot fancier than it is. Shapes those chords that help you, because you can always grab some little sweeps when you're doing that. Okay, that's enough sweep picking for the rest of our lives. I hope you got some stuff out of there. If there's anything specific, hit me in those comments. I'll hit you back. Here's what I want to talk about today for just a few minutes before I go to New York to meet, I met the baby, but my sister had a baby, and my wife is getting to meet the baby, and my mama and stepdad are there, and we're doing a little late Christmas. It's hard to get dog sitters on Christmas Day, so we're peeling out a day later, but I'm so excited. But before I go, I want to open up a little conversation. This is probably similar to stuff we've talked about. All the psychology stuff about music and life it's really all the same thing. It's us all trying to become who we are and get better and figure out how to probably enjoy the process a little bit more and not worry about the end. Just do the work. There's a quote that I love that I wanted to put in here. I want to tell you about. It is comparison is the thief of joy. I need to look up who said that, but comparison is the thief of joy. What got me thinking about this was I got the big up to Kayla in Montana. I got the Dave Grohl book, the Storyteller, and within the first few pages, a lady told me the coolest compliment once. She goes, you're really good at being who you're doing a good job of being who you are. I don't feel that way. I got a head full of bees. I'm confused all the time, trying to get better a little bit every day. But that compliment was the coolest thing. And what she told me is all I could think about when I was reading Dave Grohl's book. And when I listen to him in podcasts and stuff, is that dude is exactly who he is. He's not worried about anything else. They asked him about country. He's like, I appreciate and respect country music. I don't listen to it. Like, he's not trying to be hip. He's not trying to be, that's probably a bad example because, there's two kinds of music, good and bad. But the idea was he's got nothing. He just doesn't have anything to hide. Bob Dylan's, and this is saying something because Bob Dylan wrote a bazillion incredible lines, but fooled me into thinking I had something to protect. Fooled me into thinking I had something to protect. To be vulnerable, to be ourselves, that's all we can do. And okay, one more. This was on the Succession podcast the other day. I want to tell you about this one. What's the line? I'm going to screw this up. I think it was a Carl Jung, but it was only that which is truly us can heal. Only that which is truly us can heal. And that's the thing about a guy like Dave Grohl or somebody who's just completely being in the moment is you're not, in comparison is the thief of joy. You're not trying to, you could love or hate the Foo Fighters. I actually don't listen to the Foo Fighters all the time, but I appreciate Dave Grohl and I appreciate who he is and his attitude and the respect he gives to the music he loves and the place in history that so many of his idols are, he puts them back in history and re-explains them. That show Sonic Highways was really cool. But that whole thing of getting comfortable in our own skin, which believe me, I'm still trying to do. I think it's a lifelong pursuit. Some are a heck of a lot further down the path than I am. But I think that when we can just when we can just be where we're at and concentrate on that, that's our best chance of moving forward a little bit. Instead of saying, okay, I'm supposed to skip all the way to the end, or I should be this good, or if talk about guitar here, if you got the metronome set and you're working on these crazy sweep picks, the first one is going to be da 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 da, and that's okay for a few days. Sometimes I blow through these exercises to show them to you, and that's not fair because this stuff takes years, but hopefully if we can inspire each other and we can stay in the moment working on the stuff, we'll get a little bit better each time. And that's really the best thing. I know a lot of people with millions of dollars who are completely unhappy. They're looking for the next thing. And I think that's the biggest thing. Not that it's not nice to have some money, but I've met some families that, man, they've got enough. And they're happy with just loving one another and making progress, looking forward to the next thing. Man, that little bit of light, that thing right ahead of us that we're going for, that's the most fulfilling thing. If we just skip right to the end, I think we're wasting it. I'm preaching. What I need to do is practice. Really, probably this whole little YouTube show is me trying to tell myself what the hell I should be doing and get myself together. But it's easier to, what do they say? Those who can't learn, or those who don't get it right teach, or those who can't forget the quote. But that's probably me. But if we can do this together, we can learn some stuff from each other. So yeah. All this is really a lot of the guitar players that I mentioned in this show, man. Mark Knopfler, I mentioned Willie Nelson, producer Daniel Lanois. I love Tom Petty, just simplest stuff. All those cats. Questlove is a great example. He has a great book that really talks about his love for music, real similar to Dave Grohl, that passion for, you're still a 12-year-old no matter where you go. But all those cats seem so chill, right? They seem so just, man, whatever, just letting it go by. Man, Tom Petty just, I got some Tom Petty stories I can't tell from a buddy that was on Cherry Summit that was on the road. But yeah, like Questlove, same deal. You just think that he's just laying low. These cats are working. They are working. Tom Petty was writing songs every day. The amount of work Questlove does between the show, the Fallon and DJing for the freaking, President of the United States. And some of those Roots records, man, those lyrics are so freaking heavy. Those beats are so, I mean, it's like, it is a whole universe. I mean, it's just, Questlove's had like 5 careers, great writer. So anyway, these people are doing work, but they're enjoying it. So you don't know that it's hard. You don't know that it's hard work. So that's the thing I would say, is just whatever you're enjoying, whatever you're working on, just try to enjoy that. Try to be in the moment with that. I think that's it. Let's all try to do a better job of just being us. We're enough. It doesn't feel like it some days. It really doesn't feel like it, but some days. But we're who we are. We've all been given different things. And if you're here as a guitar player, again, I went off on some pretty detailed down the rabbit hole sweep picking stuff. But you can find something that's yours. You can play the simplest thing and it might move somebody a lot more than, my buzzing bee 50,000 notes on that stuff. So anyway, big up to Ron Greene, and I'll see you maybe a little over a week, because I'll be out there with the family in New York for a bit, but I will see you real soon. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of the holidays, folks. 10-4. Bye.